Hello there. All right, so let's get this started up. Let's get this turned on. And let's see if this time we can do a little bit better than we did last time with the old, well, whatever the hell we had going on last time. Because that did not go well for us. Oh, I'm streaming the wrong screen, I think. Which isn't good. Why have you decided to stream the wrong screen? That's better. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again. Go. Don't think that was meant to happen, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. All right, and you can hear things. I can see things popping up. Let's open my drink. The beer this time. Coding while inebriated. What a shocker. Did we do the... Oh, we did. Yeah, that's right. Maybe we'll... I don't really know if there's going to be a good way to deal with this, you know? But we'll see. Maybe we can make this work. But ideally, what we want to do is go and get... we want to go put the button, in the doodad. Oh, yeah, and it's still right there. Maybe I can shoot it, get its attention, and then, you know, just sort of let it think it's gonna get me or something, you know? Because maybe that's gonna... Can I cheese it? It's definitely moved. Is this Mr. X coming back? This could be Mr. X coming back. It's moved. It's not where it was. So that's something. Right, so we can put that in there. What is it? 203? 203. I think that was the only one that wasn't locked, right? Yep, so we got that back. And now, based on Teratoma's feedback, well, we've also got 103 that we can do. 103, which I don't think I got last time. And that's handy to have. Always nice to have extra stuff. Come on, quick. And now we're going to try and maybe... Oh, hey, buddy. You're a little bust, aren't you? You're a little scuffed. Are you actually capable of going down? I'm assuming so, surely. Oh, here he comes. Ah, here comes Mr. X. Alright, so possibly that was a mistake. But maybe we can make something of this. Alright, okay, come on, buddy. We're going to go for a little run and hope for the best, I guess. Oh, shit. Well, if that's the only hit we take, I'll actually be reasonably happy with that. Because that's not too bad. Yeah, that'll do. Better than last time, isn't it? Yeah. And we got the knife that time, which was quite useful. Hopefully, maybe. So let's maybe take out another... What am I at? Caution. Well, let's take out a green herb and be not at caution. Fine. Let's be fine. And we'll pop the knife away as well, because, you know, we don't need that right now. We can combine the knife with something? That's interesting. I don't know what that would even represent, but that's okay. We can figure that out at some point. Right. So we have that. Do you know, I'm going to call that good enough. And I'm going to take a sip of beer as a reward. It's like a reward. But we do also have, the third floor locker that we can get stuff out of, which is useful. We did the portable safe, I think. Yeah, we've done the portable safe. And we've completed the STARS office now. So I think the only thing is this is basically the one that we're looking to get. And I think the only way we're really going to get it is if I sprint up the stairs and hope for the best. Otherwise, that's just not going to go very well. We've got the dark room soon. The dark room thing's not neither really neither here nor there. So we've used the diamond key. What the hell else do we have? Oh, we've got the car lock. I'm going to the car. Right, okay. So we're going to sprint up the stairs and hope for the best. Has he gone upstairs? Or is he still downstairs? I'm going to hope he's downstairs. Although it does sound like he's getting closer. Which probably isn't good. Right, so what was the note? MISC. 3F locker, there it is. DCM. Incredible. That's what we like to see. And we've got some Magnum rounds. I think that's probably him coming up the stairs, isn't it? If we're being real. So I guess we could come back round. Was there a crank we needed to be able to move the library stuff? Possibly. So maybe we could try getting into the library. There's that, which is the shower room where we don't have the dial lock. So that's fine. So I guess maybe we can go back to the car park and use some of this stuff. Maybe this could that be for something? Let's have a look at that. What is this? What does it look like? A handle for a mechanical jack. That's exactly what we're after. Is this where there's liquors? Well, if there was a liquor there, it doesn't seem to be there now. Which I'll take. I think shit. There is in fact a liquor here. Who I don't really want to try and get past. But I might not have a choice. Maybe. What do we have equipped? We've got that. Maybe if we throw a grenade at it, you know? Is this going to do it in? Oh no. Where am I even going? Shit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I have not thought that through. Giant cripes. Alright, okay. So we haven't done anything. Hello. I'm alright. I'm okay. Just had a bit of a spook there, but that's okay. What did I just do? Nothing meaningful, right? DC, we went upstairs and got the thing, so we'll do that again. Oh shit, he's right there. Can you not be here? Hey buddy, yeah, look, I know, we've worked it out. You can be cheesed. But no, I'm alright. Doing alright. Getting this Resident Evil stuff. Not really getting a handle on it. I feel like I think I might have used too many things at the start. Or there's this guy, you know, he just seems very prevalent, you know? I'm not saying he's broken, but I'm not really getting like the meaningful nature of the dynamic. That he just fucking appears and he will wander around, stay near you at all times. Are there any tips to like genuinely give him the slip, or is it just he's just constantly nearby and is an ammo sponge just to try and get like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there a trick with him, or is it just shit out of luck? You gotta fucking, you just gotta soak him full of bullets. That seems really weird. Like, I get that was what they did with Nemesis, was like they sort of made it so that Nemesis was always going to be nearby. I get that, but I don't really understand why it necessarily needs to be like a all day, every day kind of thing. Maybe that's just me, though. He will hear you shooting, though, and come for you. Oh, you see? Fucking... Wasn't even shooting that time, buddy. I don't really think I've got a choice. Like, where else could I even go now? Why is he even upstairs? Oh, and there's the lickers coming for us as well. It just seems like there's no real dodging them, you know? Like all of the routes. So we've got, I don't know. So we can go this way, but there's lickers here. So that's not really a goer. I suppose I could try and make a bolt for here and down here. Or we can go upstairs, and he was here, so I can't really go there. If I go up here, there's a licker in here which seems to be immortal, or at the very least has a lot of health. And I can't get through there because there's a fucking like a wardrobe in the way, right? So that's kind of like a non-starter. And then I can go all the way down. Yeah, I can go. Yeah, that's it. Those are my options from here. I kind of don't have anywhere that I can go. This is all very hemmed in. Maybe I can... Maybe I'll bolt for it. Maybe we'll see if we can... Oh, there he is. He's still there. He does have eyes. But how sensitive are his ears? Because maybe we can just sidle along here. Oh, I think we might be in with a shot here. Yep. And that's going to do it for us. Oh, but then we've got to deal with Marvin in here who's still floating around. Or did I kill him? I can't remember if I killed him. No, I can hear him. So, I guess so. We're probably going to be saving more frequently now, I think. Oh, there he is. Oh, fuck. Come on, man. This is punishing. There's kind of no... I'm assuming he's like he can't get us when I'm in the menus. So at the very least here, that's not going to do anything. But then, that's alright. So we've got that. Can I now take the jack? Other than the achievement, yeah. Oh, shit. So he can get us at this point. Well, so we might not be saving straight away. But we can move that now. So maybe that's gotten us so we can... Are you able to get across this? Because if I can't get across that, buddy, I'm pretty sure you fucking can't. Surely the floor should collapse here for him. Oh, balls. Ah, but you're not using ladders, are you? You're not using ladders anytime soon, you big clumpy loser. He's jumped down, hasn't he? He can fucking jump down, prick. Oh, I already got the hat achievement, by the way. Wait a minute. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, come on then. Can you... Oh, yeah, you are going to be able to walk across there now, aren't you? You prick. Right, well, at least we're up somewhere new. That immediately I'm going to get done in for. Because he's just going to wander back. Oh, we've got a friend up here. We've got two friends. Oh, Jesus! Fucking right. No. Yeah, just kill him. Kill him, man. Just kill him. So, I might have to take a second to talk about, funnily enough, the book that I'm reading. You know how I have often maligned the concept of difficulty versus challenge, that a lot of games these days tend to lean quite heavily towards difficulty rather than challenge. The book I'm reading has a graph in it based on empirical research, which basically says, yeah, that's kind of a thing. And it's not to say that you physically can't do it, or it's not allowed in some way or another. But it basically does say, like, there is a ceiling beyond which games cease to be engaging because you've made them too difficult. And challenge is, there's like a pocket where you want most, if not all, of your players to be sitting, and you want it to scale with the player rather than have objectively very high ceilings. So one of the games that I heard about in the early 2000s, which did it really, really well, so I'm told. Obviously, I don't know anything about the way that difficulty actually scales in the game, nor do I know much about difficulty scaling in general. But, oh, very good. Max Payne is apparently really, really good at difficulty scaling. And what it does is, if you start sucking, if you start dying over and over again, it doesn't change the difficulty down. It doesn't say you're on easy mode now. It says in the background, just where's that? I have a horrible feeling he's coming round, isn't he? Oh no, we've got somebody else coming instead. There must be nothing of your fucking head left, mate. The clock tower? We can go up the clock tower. Anyway, yes, sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. Oh, we've got a repair plan. I'm going to talk about it for a second, rather than get distracted by the game. But it adjusts the difficulty down and up. If you start doing really, really well, the enemies start getting harder. If you start doing really badly, it starts sliding it back down. It never pops up with a Capcom style, do you want to switch to easy mode? Because I think they knew that doing that, there'll be a ceiling. There'll be times where there's certain elements, like difficulty is not a straightforward thing. Some people will find certain kinds of game more challenging, or even certain set pieces might prove to be more challenging. Like if you've got a little defend this area event, you will have players with skill sets that are really suited to that, but aren't really suited to pop out and shoot this enemy and blah, 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 kind of things. But when you can plan in advance, you've got different skill sets, and players might approach the same problem. If there's a broad enough state space, they'll approach them in different ways. So sliding scale of difficulty fixes that, because if there's a set piece that they're throwing themselves off and they're not doing very well, just pops the difficulty down a little bit, brings it back up when they start doing better again. Or just generally in terms of skill level, they get a little bit better over time. This, on the other hand, I'm not really getting like the... Well, what I should say is, if you think about when I started this game, everything was really scary and it was very immersive and I was like, oh god, it's a licker. But the problem here, I think, is that now I'm sucking enough, taking me out of the game, and I'm not really like invested anymore. It's just sort of like, oh, this guy's fucking here again. It's less like fear and more frustration, which is like, I don't fucking know, man. It just doesn't seem like a good time. And maybe that's a me thing, but I don't know. And it is a skill issue. It is a skill issue. But I feel like it's I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm objectively bad at video games. I've got some experience in them. But obviously I'm also not great at them. So I just find it so strange that Capcom have done it this way. And maybe in fairness, I've died there and he hasn't immediately come back. So possibly they have done it. Possibly they have. But like, I'm guessing surely he can't get you in here. He can't be allowed to get you in here because this is a bottleneck. That's a complete dead end. Yeah, and that's it. For a survival horror game, I feel like you always want to be staying right in the pocket where it's difficult, but it's never too punishing. Because if it becomes too punishing, it stops being not even fun. I don't think survival horror is necessarily really fun. They're more designed to be terrifying, you know? And yeah, as soon as you've melted past terror into just fuck this guy. So if I just combine... Can I combine those? Oh, there we go, yeah. I'll do it. I don't really want to waste bullets on you guys. If I can, I would really like to sort of just lure you this... Oh, piss off, you. Right, so maybe we can do like a serpentine. Very impressive serpentine that was. So yeah, maybe we can... Maybe it does have it there, and it's just a lot more subtle, but I have been thinking about survival horror and ways that you can make them more frightening. And I think one of the big shutdown moment, like the big, oh, well, moment is, it's when you die. As soon as you die, you're going to be like, nah, not invested anymore. I'm not involved now. This has gone from being like a really interesting game. What the fuck was that? I think it's just zombies. Ooh, but some shotgun shells. I'll have those. Yes, please. Oh yeah, it's just a regular old zombo. Ooh, we've got a heart door. Do I have to actually press it to see that it's a heart door? Have I got everything? I've got everything. Apparently I can go down this. Oh, shit. Oh, double shit. Ah, well, that's my own stupid fault. See, that one was on me. That one was very much on me. That's my own stupid fault. I feel like some of the others, though, not so much. Not so much. Have we? What's out here? Oh, yep, I've been out there. The OG... Yeah, Mr. X is terrifying in the first one. And in fairness, when I saw him the first time, I was like, oh no. But it's the fact that he's like, he genuinely can get you. And like, Have you ever played? There's a really good example of like engineering in Coyote Time to other different genres. Because with platformers, the idea is you've got Coyote Time. So as soon as you go off an edge, if you do it so that as soon as you're not colliding with an object, you can't jump anymore, most platformers will feel unfair. You need to give the player an extra point something of a second before they can't jump. You'll have heard the term sort of bandied around. There's a similar thing with Spider-Man on PS4, the Insomniac one. And you can see, if you look, you can see the swinging. When you swing, you fall from building height to almost at the pavement, like at regular speed, and then for those last few feet, it just slows down, just perceptibly if you're watching for it, just enough so that you can get that thrill of feeling really close to the ground, and then obviously if you genuinely don't hit the button, if you don't swing, you will just hit the ground, and that's you done, which is good. We like that. But I think the problem is, not a lot of games do that. They find it difficult to balance that. And maybe, this game's done pretty well from what I understand. So maybe it is just a me thing. But I would really like it if more games... He's hurt now, isn't he? Yeah, he's hurt. Well, we'll use our herb. We picked up a herb at some point. But yeah, it's little things like that. So I think engineering Coyote Time into these mechanics, especially in survival horror, because like precision platformers are a genre, but survival horror, there's kind of only one kind of survival horror, and that is the kind that makes you fucking terrified. So if you've got a game where there's a possibility of going through stepping into, oh, this is terrifying, you kind of want him always to almost have got you. And then if you fuck up one too many times, he genuinely gets you. But I think it would be so much scarier if he was like, oh, and he almost had you, and then, oh, and he almost had you, and then the last time he gets you kind of thing. But it wasn't always predictable. It wasn't always like the third time, but every now and again you got a pass kind of thing. I suspect that would be a much more engaging and interesting way of doing it, because if you do it that way, then you remain in that fearful fight or flight state. You don't collapse the wave function by saying, yeah, now you're dead. You have to come back to the crushing reality that you're just shit at this game, which is fine. But which is fine in like a precision shooter, like a boomer shooter or something like that, where it genuinely is skill against skill, the programmer against you, or the systems that create these enemies and particular dynamics of the game versus you. But with survival horror and other games like that, you do want that extra little bit of time between almost splatting onto the pavement and splatting onto the pavement, because in Spider-Man it creates a really big rush and you feel like Spider-Man. It puts you more into the role. But in these, it's super important, because if you fuck it up, it stops being... If you fuck it up enough times, it stops being scary, unless it is like visually scary. You're just a player being bad at a game rather than Leon Kennedy fighting for his life. But that's it. I think that's where they do it, is they have all of these little stretchy bits that lets you feel like you made this like 1 in a million shot of like almost splatting onto this car, and then not, because you're Spider-Man. It makes you feel like you've got the Spidey sense. Exactly. You don't fast travel because the swinging is that good. Yes, exactly. Exactly that. Well, we got a little bit further forward there. That's not too bad. Keep their heads ringing. What does keep their heads ringing do? Extra bonuses. Models? What did I unlock? Probably the liquor, I guess. Marvin. Zombie. Tyrant. Combat knife. Liquor? Liquor? No. Apparently not. I wonder what I unlocked. Maybe some concept art? Oh, there you go. Is that from the original or is that this one? No, this is from the new one, right? Poor guys. All right, let's do some game dev. And this time, I have set myself a reminder. Change the stream category. So before we carry on, we're going to press go on the music. Like so. We're going to turn it down in my little headphones. And we're going to change the stream category. Very low-tech solution, but we did it, I think. So I should now, if I go back to Twitch, it should be saying, yep, there we go. Software and game dev. As if by magic, we've switched. Okay, so where did we get to last? I might actually leave that up. I'm going to shut Notepad, but I'm going to leave that in Notepad so I can use it over and over again. So we did a few things last time. We started on this. We haven't really finished any of this, but it's... Oh, I need to swip over the... There we go. So we started on some of this a little bit. We have the beginnings of an inventory. Well, we have a working inventory, really. When you make stuff, but we don't have like a shop for you to put stuff into. So we probably need this to be... Well, for a start, we need to open Godot. That would be a good start. But we kind of need the inventory that pops up at the bottom, like the number of items you've got, to be like a contextual thing that shows or hides depending on what your deal is, you know, where you are. It might even be worthwhile hiding it until you go to a station to use it, or a menu to sell it, or something like that. I don't know. We'll work that out. But we'll open this at the very least. So... we could do a couple of things today, I think. What did we start doing here? What's this? Placement space. Oh, well, we got all this working. That was fine. That was kind of okay. We were doing the terminal. And we had the terminal so that it now properly reacts to player behavior. It's going to be very... There we go. That's funnier. That's a better way of putting it. Do you know, actually, there we go. There's something that I've been quite bad at thus far. What do we want to say? Oh shit, I've messed that up. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I think that that's a pretty funny Instagram post, I think, because I did one last time accidentally which you might have seen. Okay, so let's we're here, we're in with the terminal stuff, so we'll do some terminal stuff. We started with this location stuff, so I think what we've got thus far, we've got... Do you know, I think what I might start doing as well is close some of these so that we've only got the things that we want to have open at any one time. So we don't want ingredient DTO, we want inventory. Inventory, no, that's for the other one. So we've got location, yeah, pickup, placement space, we don't want that right now. Player. What's player? I think this is probably something where we're going to have to be very careful about how we name them. Potentially even say this so that it includes the folder or the game that it's part of, because otherwise that's going to be quite awkward. So that's for handle selectable highlight. Yeah, so that's not the one we wanted. Point of interest, we're interested in station, no. UI item, no. Weak spot, through to zombie spawner, no. Okay. So we've got our command prompt. We'll probably split this out into a couple of different things at some point. But the limitation of having like one script with, I suppose you can have probably callable scripts, I would have thought, like just function scripts that a script can, static scripts maybe? I don't know, we'll work it out. It might be that there just has to be another object, which is like the travel manager or something like that. So we've got our state machine, we've got a rough input machine. So when we submit text, we check to see if it's a blah 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 blah. We handle special commands first, which is exit, and then we handle the story command, and then we handle this. Okay, truncate extra lines. Yeah, this is a bit long, but it's not so bad. We can basically just go into handle story command and we can sort of work out there. I think what it would be good to do, because we've got our location. I see, this is where I think it's gonna get quite difficult, quite a challenging thing, because what we want is to be able to point to a new direction, right? But what's going to happen here? Let's see if we can, because I think this is we're gonna hit upon the issue that we had with recipes. So I think we'll probably have to be quite careful here, which is specifically, we have the player is at a location. You're standing at a location adjacent to an area. So we're here, and we've got we can go north, and maybe we can go east or something like that. Yeah, so we know what directions are available, so that's fine. That bit's okay, because we're in a location, we need to know which ways we're going. But then, say we go here, we'll have another location, and inherently, we'll have at least that, and maybe we might have some others. But this is the simplest scenario. In fact, let's even go a little bit further and take this off. This is the simplest possible scenario. You can either go from this left-hand room to the right-hand room, or you can go from the right-hand room to the left-hand room. But then what happens is we have our little file which contains this, and so it has a reference to that, which means it'll have a direction. It'll say, when we go this way, we want a reference to this, and then we define this, and we say, when we go that way, we'll have a reference to that, which means that we instantiate this. So we start here, and then we instantiate this, and as part of instantiating it, it's going to go, okay, so what's that? Oh, well, it's this, which is that. So I'll instantiate this now, which means that I need a reference to that, which is this. And so then very quickly, we end up with a circular loop. And this is back to well, this is the thing though. On the challenge is a room manager would be nice. A room manager would be nice. But the problem, I think, maybe there is a way around this. Is we could have, like you say, we have a room manager up here, which manages all of the scenes. Which manages all of these. So, like, effectively, what we want is we want to be able to serialize these. We want to be able to put all of the information about a place into a file, and then we'll give one or more of those files to the scene manager. we put those in there. But the thing is, we could leave all of the relations out of these and say these are just this is just the information about the locations. But the problem here is, say for example, maybe there's a way to fix this. Rather than a room manager, what if we have, let's work this out. So we have our idea of, this is, in fact, we'll make it a little, let's make it a little house. This is our room, or this is our location or whatever. And then we have another location. So we want these to have references to each other, to be able to point to the junction, to be able to point to their location, you know, that sort of thing. So what we could potentially do is effectively have a concept of a path. And so this points at that, and this also points at that. And what we do here see, this feels very weird. This feels very strange. But in theory here, this would have a reference, so that would have a reference to the path. And this would have a reference to the path. We then have to figure out a way that the path didn't have any references. So this didn't therefore have to have a reference back that way. It just sort of figured it out. And then maybe what we could do is have a room manager, a path manager, a routing manager, which basically went through all of the paths, which is, that could be a lot of them. And it'll have all of those listed. Why not start with the concept of a room as a scene? Can you do a packed scene for the directions with the room it would lead to? I think I know what you mean. So we could have a scene. So we'll have a node 3D as our starting point. But the thing is, we still come across the reversible problem, because we say, all right, well, that one is going to link to this packed scene. But then if we want to reverse that travel direction, we then need a link back to it, which again, basically it seems like any time Godot has a circular dependency, it can't handle it. Like, there is no way to handle it. Problem with recursion in combinable resources. So I think this is the one. Yeah, recursion error. Two resources reference each other, which is still the same thing that we've had the whole time, which isn't good. A resource property. Yeah, so I think it's basically we're going to have to give it a list. We might have to just give it a list of fixing circular references. Cyclic reference bug. There are plans to resolve these for Godot 4. 4 years ago. Oh, hey, very good. I think when I messed around with 2D, I had 2 levels. Level 1 led to level 2. Level 2 led to level 1. I don't remember any issues. Might be totally different with cyclical reference. But no, it should be. It will be. But I wonder whether the way that you did it was different. Because what you can do is if you have path names, so you could do, if you do, for example, if I do, where's one of the ones with preloading? I think Station has one, right? Yeah. So anything where you do preload, anything when you're doing it from a path, it doesn't mind as much. You can get away with it. But anything where you do it with like an inspector-based reference, doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. It would be really nice if there was just a good way to fix it. Cyclic dependency. Let's try text-based adventure. Godot. Maybe there's already code out there that does what we're after. Add an interaction. So we want to go left. Yes, go north, go south, whatever. So what are we doing? What are you doing when you, if current room equals null, current room equals room 1? Okay. So you render rooms current room. So then when you go, if room's current room exits has destination, so this seems to be doing it with a really weird kind of array. So what is this concept of a current room? Game1.json. So it's serialized it. So I think this is basically saying, rather than having individual rooms as resources, have the entire game as one resource. And then it can nicely reference each other. Room 1, room 2, you've got exit south, destination room 1. So then you have to basically match those up using strings. And we don't like matching things with strings. We like referential integrity. Maybe this is a little bit better. So rooms, game room. Oh, rooms? Okay, so we got room manager, game room, game room. So we got the idea of a game room. And surely it has a number of exits and entrances. Get room description. Connect exit. What is room? Hmm. This feels very strange. But maybe it'll make sense. Maybe it'll make sense if I download this. But so let's have a look at our room manager. So on Ready, Village Square. And what is... Surely you can't do that, right? Village Square. So where on earth is Village Square defined? Exit GD? No. So game.gd? No. And when was this? 4 years ago. So this might be Godot 2, 3 even. But that shouldn't make too much of an issue. Where are these locations being defined then? NPCs, rooms, game info. I'm not really seeing where this would even be defined. Command processor. So they okay. Is this just the... Let's... Can I don't really want to download it because it'll be for Godot. Okay. Do we have a version? Config version equals 4. Okay, so maybe it will. All right, so I'll download this and we'll see what this actually has, how it has it set up. It sure would be nice if I could just download the... Oh, there we go. That's better. So we will cut this, put it in here. Oh, I might regret that. Oh no. I think I just messed up downloading it, so we're gonna try that again. One more time. That's better. All right, so let's open this other one because I don't think I'm fully understanding how they're managing to get this working. Kind of full stop was generated in Godot 3.x. Convert full project. Oh dear. Oh, no, it has crashed. Oh no, it finished. It finished doing it, maybe. Right, so we got, okay, so we have our game.gd. We had our rooms, our room manager. So we have starting shed. So I'm guessing this is a, oh, right, okay. So we have our room manager, and these are just dollar. Okay, okay. Oh. Oh no. So the starting shed goes to the back of inn. Do you know what's really interesting though? What's connect, exit, unlocked do? So that's surely then going to be room, right? Game room. Connect, exit, unlocked. Return, connect, exit. So, right. So it basically, it makes references to all. So effectively what we're saying is that these, you kind of can't do it in a file. You have to do it in your game structure. You have to have all of those objects sat there, ready to go, and then you can transfer them between each other, which I think is possibly what you're describing to some extent. But I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking awful, you know? That's a really miserable way of doing it. Really, really strange that there just isn't a good solution for it. So yeah, effectively what they've got set up is that they have a script which has a list of all of the different game parameters. What was it, game or is game room manager? Is that the room manager has to line by line, room by room, create all of those connections, which is, to me, really dumb. It would be really nice if you could now there is maybe one way we could do this, actually. What we could do oh no, I was thinking we could do like a path traversal thing, and basically have like a history saved into the game. So effectively, if you went this many ways or whatever, and then you went north, it would work out if See, I was thinking another way we could potentially solve this is the same way that we did Entrus and the same way that we did some bits of Time and Other Fiddly Concepts, which is to say we could potentially have a grid system, and rather than connecting the scenes, we could say you're in room 1-1 and we want to move you to room, it's X and then Y normally, so that would be, we'll move you to 1-2, and we just give it its position in the grid. But then the problem is, if you want to do like weird kind of things like that, don't work very nice, does it? Doesn't work very nice at all. Unless what else could you do here? You could maybe give it, if we said here, we could have this labeled as go to 1-2. We could have that labeled to go to 3-4, and basically just specify the instruction on where in the grid it should go to. At which point we may as well just give it a string name and just say, go find that room and load it. Which, again, is not a million miles away from what they've done, which is just to connect them all up. I really don't like it. Circular references. partly a bug, partly a design issue with GDScript, so ideally fix sometime after 4 with all the GDScript changes. Don't ever get around it. You will lose static typing this week. You could lose load and not preload. Yeah. C# has no problems with circular dependencies, and of course it doesn't. Why would it? Unity does. But yeah, it would be so nice if we could just make this link between the two of them. And then what would be even better, what would be so good about this, what would be really nice about this is if we had it so that we could technically have this, you link to that, which links to this one, but then say a tunnel collapses or something like that, we could have it so that when it goes back this way, it could reference technically an entirely different one. If you have control over both sides of this relationship, you can do an awful lot more there, I think. Circular reference. Why are circular references a problem for GDScript? GDScript supports circular references. Well, it fucking doesn't. A type that refers to itself. Well, no, it can't. It can't have circular references between resources. Open. Still open. (6281). Is this still open? Fix crash when saving resources when circular reference. So that sort of fixes it, but no, not really. Is there anything? So it is a basic feature of databases to allow for circular references. Godot has no fully featured dataset handling solution as designed at present. I'd go so far to say that as a tool, the lack of fully featured data handling is Godot's greatest, and it's my favorite thing to do. I love really complicated data structures. They're so fun. I like them so much. I love having spider web structures where it all just nicely ties in together. Actually, that's not true. I just like to be able to reference both sides of a relationship from either side. I want to make it easy to traverse paths through the code on nice paved routes. Yeah. Can I thumbs up that without logging in? Probably not. Yep. 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 So basic and with so much support. Yeah. Something you shouldn't want that will break it. No, it won't break your project in all sorts of unspeakable ways. It can, but if you're careful and you do it properly, then no. Oh, do we have something? Weak rep. Hmm. Hmm. Can you hear Milo, by the way? Yeah, you kind of can't rename anything if you're doing them with strings. You can only make linear state machines, otherwise you'll get these kind of strange errors. Fuck. Have I switched to Godot too early after all? As much as I loved it. Oh. They commented on my birthday. Do we have anybody from the team talking about this? I don't know. Okay, memory management. Let's have a look. Maybe a weak ref. What's weak ref? So what other options do we have? I think maybe I might have dismissed that out of hand a little bit too early. If we did go down like a grid, ooh, that's not what I meant to do, but that is handy to know. Can I do like an alt to draw straight lines nicely? No, but I can just be a bit better with my mouse and, you know. So if we did do that grid management system, what we could do is just have a grid and call that 1 1 and call that, what's 1 2 3 4 5 6, so that would be 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, that would be 6 7, and I guess we could just say when you go up in this direction you're actually going to here, and when you go down you go back to here, or I guess even you could go to here, and we can still decouple that to some extent and say you can actually go wherever you want on the grid, and we can just make sure that these are all nicely defined, or at the very least give them all little references that make sense, you know. So then I guess we could just do we have tuples in I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. There is maybe another way we could do it, which is we just do it with files. We do it with file names. And it's just a horrible big long switch statement where we just have if this then that, 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 if this then that. And it just, or even, we could register them all in a dictionary. Because then, we do get our little, like you say, we have our little room manager at the top, which is basically just a little dictionary. It's a very bad dictionary. But we have a little dictionary and we put all of our rooms in there and we register them all, we instantiate them all. And then, yeah, I guess we just... They can still be resources and they can still have all of their other links and blah, blah, blah. They just don't talk to each other. The room manager, it's the one thing that's string based. Everything else should be... We should be able to do it as like a tree where it starts with the location and trees downwards from that. So I don't like it. And, you know, the Godot, like, honestly, as much as I really like this engine, that, like, I do have to say that does feel like a pretty basic clanger to drop. I don't know. Anyway, we'll come out of that. We'll do it another way. And this way, it should be pretty quick to traverse because it's a dictionary and we're looking it up by the value. So we're going to make a whole new script and well, in fact, let's just do it at the top level. It doesn't really need to exist. It can just be a node, you know? And we'll call our node room manager. They don't have to be rooms. Doesn't really matter. And we'll attach a script to it. And we'll call that text adventure / room manager. That'll do for now, I suppose. Ooh. I think I have thought of a way to do this somewhat dynamically. I could be wrong. But what if on ready... Is it on ready? Funk ready. Oh no, funk ready. That's it. So what if we said, what we're going to do is we are going to read all of the resource files in a directory. And then what we did was we said add all the items of type resource dot / room or location rather with their file name. Because then rather than having to do it all programmatically, like adding them one by one, register them and brr, what we can do is basically just have our dictionary up top and say bar locations equals a new dictionary. We'll just give it an empty dictionary. There we go. All right. Yeah. And so effectively what we'll do is we'll snip off the file name. So we've got, what do we have in our, close up the chem game. Got our locations, got start.trez. So if we could make it so that this contains start with a reference to start.trez. and then, you know, room 1.tres, and then we can get the tree of the rest of it from there. That feels... I don't know what that feels like, but it might be better than having to manually connect them all up like they did with the other one, where they had to load them all as scenes into the thing. And we can still play around with resources, and sure, it would be nice if we could just nicely have them tied between each other and blah 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 blah. But this is a pretty good alternative. Is just like, we'll store a string reference, and it means that yes, one end of the string reference is we'll have to update it if we change the name of the file, but it means that there's only one place where we could misspell it. Once we've created the file name, basically it's just we've misspelled the file name rather than both ends where we've you know. Oh well, we could technically we could misspell it at both ends, but we're not loading some resource. Well, we are. You know what I mean. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it makes sense to me. Loop through files in a folder. Good-o. Do access. But. Maybe there isn't an easy way to do this. Maybe it's just going to have to be a case of preload all of these rooms and dump them all in a... Which I suppose also isn't the end of the world. I don't like it, but it's not awful, I suppose. So if we do start is start.tres, and then we basically just say... We could maybe just do start preload start.tres. Is that not how we do dictionaries? How do we do dictionaries? PD script dictionary. Oh, it's a colon. Whoops. All right. So that'll be, I think that's probably going to be how we're going to have to do it. And then we'll just do func get level from name, I suppose. And then we'll do name reference, and we'll do, I guess, level reference, I suppose. Make a string. We're going to return a location, which is a class name of location DTO. Return if locations dot has reference, return locations reference, return null. Actually, you know, I don't think we need to do that, do we? We can do locations or else null, right? Actually, no, I don't think we can do that. Oh, well, we'll do that. We'll leave it like that. That's fine, I suppose. So then we've got our... Right, I'm going to let him in because he won't shut the fuck up. What do you want? What do you want? What? What you whinging for? You were all yells a second ago. What is it that you're after? I'm not doing anything. Idiot. Right. Well, so now we can't have that anymore. We're going to have string, and so on. And it's going to be a little bit laborious. But that's fine. Yeah, that should work. So I think that means then that in our command prompt, we're going to want a reference to our room manager, which I guess then means let's have a access as unique name on there, and we'll dump that in there. Let's try that again. Do I need to enter a room description for when you first enter? We could probably just play that because we've got the look description. So no, actually, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. That would be quite handy. So we've got our look flavor text, which might describe... Oh no, it should be the same. I guess. So we'll have look flavor text, which is going to be the really long one. So look flavor, initial flavor text. We'll call that for initial flavor text. And we'll make that a string. And then we'll do our look flavor text, which is going to be a... I'm going to leave it off for now, and we'll see how it goes. It may be that we add it on as it goes, but yes, we should definitely be auto-playing. Jeffrey? Want to come say hello? Milo? Little boy? Oh, you're both going to sprint around, are you? And break something. Hello, little boy. Gonna come say hello. Come say hello, Milo. Oh, he does. He does, sort of, I think. Oh, we're gonna see his butt. We're gonna see Milo in a very weird, strange little pose. Milo, look at the camera. Look at the camera, Milo. Oh no. Oh no, Milo. You're stuck. There he goes. That's enough of him. Oh, shit. Oh, no, point of interest. Oh, no, they're fine. They're okay. They can stay the same. Thank God. At least that's something. Right, so that's not so bad. So what we'll do, let's make this, we'll make another location. Because this, we can only test this with two. Start, just call it end. So our end, our start is going to be, so we'll say north is going to be end, and south is going to be start. What do we have for the start? You are in an alley. It looks like you could move to the end of the game to the north. Look from adjacent. That's the start of the game. Start of the game is that way. Yeah, that'll do. And then our start, so we're going to have our looked is, you've reached the end of the game. Well done, I guess. Look from adjacent. It looks like some sort of end game content is that way. Okay, so then we go back into our room manager script and we do var. No, not even var. We're just going to add another line, and we can do end, and then we'll do a reference to it by doing grab that and preload. There it is. Except again, I've done it with a bloody comma instead of a colon. But there we go. So now what we should be able to do is in our command prompt, which I keep clicking on rather than clicking on the script, which is a very silly thing to do, very silly sausage thing to do. So what we can do is we've got look. So handle story commands. Here is where we could probably do some stuff like func, handle look commands, and then we're going to hand in the command string, lowercase string or uppercase string, and then we'll return a boolean, and then we'll return false if we haven't been able to handle it, otherwise we'll return true at some point. And so then what we'll do is so we'll do, I think, bar return response equals nothing to start with. Well, we'll do actually, what we could even do is responses I don't know how to plus command, and then what we can do is bar command handled equals true. There we go. So we can do bar response equals I don't know how to with a command, and then we can do we can do command, well, we want false actually. Command handled equals look commands, handle look commands. Because I guess what we want, no, I think all of this, the things should be pretty ambiguous, pretty unambiguous, right? We're going to have a certain number of verbs which you're going to be able to work with. And if you haven't started the command with one of those verbs, it's just not going to do anything. So these should be unambiguous. So we should be able to, in theory, but we probably want to return early, I guess. I guess we could do a switch. We could do a switch. not switch, is it? It's match. Oh, we finally get to use a match statement. I'm quite excited. We don't want varied types, so we want, where's that going to be? Globals, GD script. Can I just look on that? Match. Oh, it wasn't GD script. Oh no, it's somewhere else entirely to where I thought it was. Oh well, that's fine. Doesn't matter. We found it. So, remove case. Okay. Remove any breaks. Change default to a single underscore. So we can do a wildcard, right? Pattern guards. Wildcard pattern. Okay, I'm going to be back in a second. I'm going to have a little ruminate about this, and then we'll get on. Okay. So, this isn't all about match, is it? No. No, it is not. Can we do fuzzy matching in strings? Oh, easier way we can do this. So we've got our command. Yeah. So we're handing in our command here. So the first thing we'll probably need to do is var command keyword equals command substr command.split. Splits the string using a delimiter and returns an array of the substrings. No, I want the first ideally, rather than one. What methods do we have? I think split is kind of what I want, isn't it? Oh, I see. And a max size of 2, or max splits. So that does. So that sliced it there, and it sliced it there. So we want a max split of 1, I think. So what was that? Delimiter is going to be a space. Max split 1. Through max split 1. So rather than response, let's just do match keyword, and then where was match? It was here, wasn't it? And then we want a lowercase. Can we do to lowercase? To lower. To lower. We do have it to lower. And then we're going to do a match. The match is going to be okay. So we're going to do look, and then we're going to, if it's look, then we're going to do handle look commands. Otherwise, return I don't know how to plus command. See, the thing about this though is I think it might be nice, if possible, to be able to do with look at as well as look. You know? But we'll go simple for now and maybe we'll make it more complicated later. It is already complicated enough, I think. Why does it not like this? Oh, return type is string. So yeah, we'll set this back to be Jesus fucking Christ. I am gonna skin that. So we're gonna do what? Little weirdo. Stop whinging. There's nothing wrong. You've been fed. Have you not? Quit your twisting. You had your opportunity to get on camera and you didn't want it. But so what do we want to be able to do here? So if it's just look, return look flavor text. If it's look plus direction, return look plus direction. Am I talking to my cat or my wife? The cat just won't shut up. Milo. We're just that little bit closer to make this floaty little boy an emoji. Although I think this is the first time this evening that we've gone above one viewer. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon, as it happens. Really unpredictable as to what hits and what doesn't, because sometimes it's 5 viewers and people are like vibing with it, and other times it's like, nah. I don't feel like I'm doing anything like qualitatively different. It's all just the same head scratching, just, I don't know, maybe last time I was a little bit further. It's with a capital G. You can do a bunch of them if you want. Copy paste them. Get a bunch of them in there. Oh no, it needs a space. Whoops. There he goes. A bunch of them. Anyway. And I guess we also probably want look at point of interest. If it's look plus point of interest, return look plus point of interest, I guess. And then loose items. And then if it's look plus loose item, return look plus loose item. That's quite a lot of commands we've got to handle. So I guess to start with, let's maybe just do one. And we'll do, if it's just look, return flavor text. So we know that this started with look. So I guess the first thing we want to do is if command dot replace if command dot replace bar dot length equals 4, return what do we want to do? Look flavor text. Return current location dot look flavor text. Otherwise, return I don't know how to look, like that. Command dot replace. Oh yeah, we have to replace it with something, which in this case is going to be nothing. There we go. So if our stripped down string only has those characters in it, is basically just the word look, then we will return the look flavor text. Otherwise we'll say, I don't know how to look like that. Hopefully that'll do it. So let's go back to our, so we've got, shut the fuck up, man. What do you want? What? The weirdo. What? Strange little boy. I don't know how to. Yeah. If command blinks. Right. So we don't need that anymore. Because it's now dead code. So in theory, if we do this, we do look. So we get that. Okay, but if we do look at, I don't know how to look like that. But then if we do boop boop. Okay. Progress. Progress. So that's pretty straightforward. That's that one done. And then we're going to do a match. Command.replace. So basically, if there's more than this is if there's more than one word. So even when we take out the string, yeah. So at this point, there is at least one non. This is where it might get a little bit fiddly. What are we, let's have a look at our string commands. What do we have? What does strim do? What does trim do? Strip, split, simplify path? Maybe a few, we might be able to get something where it pulls out all of the cruft. Insert indent. So let's see what happens. We've got lstrip, which is going to take all of the there should be a trim, I guess. Is there a trim? Trim prefix. Oh, removes. Oh, so there's no white space removal. I don't think. Replace spaces with single spaces. That might do it, I think. So let's maybe try that. If otherwise, we'll just do return command dot replace command dot split on spaces dot join. Packed string array. What do we have? A packed string array. Can we do it to string? That'd be nice. I guess not. Okay, so that's not an option. Oh no, wait, what? If you want to join... Oh, I see. Okay. So we actually want to do... If we find our way back to the actual code we want to do... so we want to do... So we need to get it as a variable first. Is there a way we can do this as a one-liner? Well, Python seemed to think so. Hmm. Hmm. It doesn't matter. We'll just do it like this. So maybe we could just we'll do for repeated command single spaced command is gonna be join. And then we do command dot split, and then we're going to do words. Actually, I suppose what we could do actually, yeah, we'll do words command split. So then we've got words. So if words dot length size equals 1, that's probably better. So basically, if we've split it on spaces and there's only one word, so by this point, we have established that it is a command that begins with Blair and there's something there. We've also established that the first word. Do you know, actually, maybe we'll just do this. Maybe we'll do it here. So we'll do bar command equals. We'll do ignore case. We'll do ignore case. We'll preserve. Yeah. Command to lower split. There we go. That's better. Then what we're going to do is we're going to say match words 0. So we know that there is a non. So we know at this point there is at least something after here. So I guess at this point we want to do if words dot size equals 0, return. Did I? Whereabouts? Oh, command handled colon equals false. So it does work. So this is one of the things that I think is quite cool about GDScript and doing it so that you've got handling, you've got good type safety, is anytime you put a colon equals, it's a special case, kind of like where you've got plus equals is shorthand, colon equals, that is shorthand for that. And so what we're doing here is we're explicitly defining the data type and saying a boolean should sit in here, and also it should have a value of false. But what we can do is get rid of that, and then it'll go, I will infer the data type from whatever value you give me. So effectively it's the same as static typing, but it infers it at I guess at compile time. But yeah, it's just a weird little trick that I picked up on one of the little tutorials that I did. It's quite a nice little something or other. So that's nice, isn't it? So we don't word size return say something. And then we're going to do match words 0. And if it's look, we're going to handle a look command. Otherwise, I don't know how to. And then we're going to return the command. It might be that we don't actually need command handled anymore. But we'll see. So we've got words now. So what we're going to do is, rather than handing in handle look commands, let's hand in words. I think that's probably better. The split is going to return a packed string array. So I guess if we go back here, we can call this a packed string array instead. So we don't need that. We're going to have words. And I think maybe we probably don't even need to. We might do this at some point, but I think what we probably want to do, if word size equals 1, return current location look flavor text. So then what we want to do is say if words.size so I guess the next one we want to do is this is where it gets really weird and difficult to write elegant solutions here, but we'll get some stuff down and then see what it looks like, I guess. If word size is 2, we can do another match, and we'll do words 1, and we'll do north, because at this point we can be sure that it's lowercase. Then we're going to do we're probably going to have to go to the room manager at this point. I suppose we could we'll let the room manager handle that, because it's going to return null regardless if it doesn't find anything. So we can do, so then we're going to do room manager dot, what does it do? I don't actually remember what it does. Room manager get level from reference. And we're going to give it our north. What's it called? Oh, current location. That's right. And then we're going to do east. Room manager get level from reference. Current location dot north destination. Nope. East destination. We're going to do south. Room manager dot get level. Reference. Current location dot south destination. And then west. Room manager reference. But west destination. Okay. So then we're going to do something with those, I guess. And then our default. We don't really want a default, because otherwise the second word was something else weird. We might handle it elsewhere. In fact, I think probably what we're going to want to do is it may be that one of the points of interest matches. So I guess, so this is going to be if it's look direction, and then we'll probably want to do the loose items after that. Do we want anything else? So when we get this back, we're going to have a room at this point. I guess here we could do var room, and then room equals room manager, and then we can check for null at the end. Okay. And then we can do if room is not equal null, then we can do, because either the word wasn't northeast, south, or west, or it was northeast, south, or west, but we didn't find a room in that direction. I think maybe we want to differentiate between you can't go in that direction. Ooh, could we have a special case of a special room, which is basically it's look, all of the look stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. It can't. I think I like this. This feels a little bit weird, but I think this will make things a little bit easier for us. We'll just call this nowhere. And we'll do north. You can't get to nowhere. But what you can do is look flavor text is you can't go that way. Well, there's nothing there. Look for, oh no. There's nothing here. If somehow you manage to get there, and there's nothing there. If it's look from adjacent. So then what we can do in our room manager is we can have, well, we don't want an actual reference to it because we're gonna look it up. It's not going to be in the dictionary. It's going to be its own var. So we've got const nowhere. So then we'll return nowhere. So this is, they've looked for a location and they haven't found something. So then we can do, if room does not equal null, then we do return room dot, oh, and that needs to be of type location DDO, because then we can get some predictive stuff here, I think. So then we can do look from adjacent flavor text. And then we can do, so then if we're here and it's word size 2 and it's look, but it's not that, I guess maybe we could do, do you know what we could do actually? If word size is 1, before we do anything, let's do words dot if words dot size is greater than 1 and words 1 equals at. There we go. We'll trim it up front because then it makes it easier for us to handle everything else. We'll just say, can we just delete words dot remove at 1? So then it means that if somebody does do look at, we can just treat it as if it's look. I'm hoping. So what we got there, so remove feet, look at the same. Then we've got if we're just looking, look at the location. Return the adjacent flavor text. And then at this point, we may have other things we want to handle, but that should get us started at least, I think. So we should have nowhere.tres. We should have end, which allows us to look. Right, okay. So let's just try it. You know, worst case is it doesn't work. Hello, how's it going? Let's see. So we have look. You are in an alley. It looks like you could move to the north. So if we hopefully now, please look at, that also works, and it's trimmed it out and it's worked okay. So yeah. So then we could do look north. That's very good because we're from the northeast of England, and there's specifically there's a TV show called Look North. There it is. Oh, why York? It's not Yorkshire. Look north. There's look north there. Look north. Newcastle. BBC Look North. Northeastern Cumbria. But yeah. So let's look north, shall we? So I should be able to look north. Oh, it works. And then if we look east, there's nothing there. Yes! Okay, so that's pretty exciting. How's it going, Fishy? And Ed, how's it going as well? I've just realised that obviously you popped in and it's nice to see you and it's nice to be watching. But yeah, we're getting there. We're doing text adventure stuff today, which is nice. So at this point, so that I think that's pretty robustly handling northeast, south, and west. So I think also let's just double check. Look north. It's lowercasing it. Good. Good. If it's look plus point of interest, return look plus point of interest. So now we need some sort of thing that matches points of interest. And this is going to be an array. And this is where it gets a little bit weird. Because this is going to have an addressable name, right? So we've got a point of interest. A point of interest has look, flavor, text, and a pickup. That's not really helpful at all, is it? I think I know what we can do here. Because what we're going to do is it's going to be look at and then an arbitrary number of words at the end, right? So what we could do here is do export var look at keywords. And then what we could do is say it's an array of words. String words. Oh, I am just silly sausage. All right, so it doesn't like that. Why doesn't it like that? I'm guessing it would have liked array string. Yeah, it doesn't mind array string. Array. Why don't you like an array of an array? Why do you have to be mad? It's only a game. Nested typed collections are not supported. Alright, well, we'll just make it an array, shall we? Maybe we'll just make it an array of strings, and it's just not going to be that pleasant. But what I was thinking is we could have a couple of different keywords, you know? It's fine. It's fine. Is what it is. So they're going to have to be quite specific about this, I guess. For now, we may come back and change this, I suppose. But what we can do now is we can say for our, do we have any places yet? I don't think we do. We've got resources, locations, but they're the actual things. Okay, so we'll make a new folder and we'll call this points of interest. Maybe we shouldn't do it like that. I guess we could structure this one of two ways. And I don't think they're mutually exclusive, or at least it's not going to be too difficult to switch between them. So we will do points of interest, and then inside points of interest, we'll make a folder called start. And then inside start, we'll make one which is a point of interest, you know? That's going to be a resource, and it's going to be a point of interest. And we'll call this, what's interesting about the starting location in a game? I don't know. A cross. So in our cross, we're going to say, look at keywords. We're going to add an element, and it's going to be cross. And then we can say, look flavor text, and we can say, it looks like this is your mark. You're standing on it. See what I did there? Right. Carrying on. So now what we should be able to do is back in our command prompt, we can say so at this point it's if words is larger than 2 or words is 2 and we haven't found something. So next we want to try looking for a point of interest. So what we will do is for point of interest in current location dot point of interest if words dot, can we do like a subarray kind of thing? Slice, we can slice it. And we want to begin at 1. We just want to do if word slice 1 equals point of interest dot look at keywords. Then we'll return point of interest dot look flavor text. That might work. Be nice if that worked, wouldn't it? Does it not like that? Packed. Oh, packed string array. That apparently calms it down, so actually, maybe what we should do is like bar unpacked subject equals array, because we don't want to be unpacking it every time, you know. Words dot slice 1, something like that. Unpacked subject equals then we'll return that, and then finally for loose item in current location dot loose items, which that's not going to have one, is it? Pickup. So we need the same thing, which is going to be look at keywords or look at keywords. That's going to be an array strings. It may be that we can do an array of, we can do an array of arrays, but we'll, you know, we'll try that. We'll figure that out in a little bit. If unpacked subject equals loose item dot look at keywords, return loose item dot look flavor text. Otherwise, I don't know how to look at that. And then we'll... Right. So that feels like a broadly working look dealio, you know? Maybe. We'll see. And I think there's probably a way we can genericize this so that the same kind of verbiage stuff kind of overlaps, and then we just get that first word and hand it into a command processor, which then applies the appropriate word kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see if this works at all first. So let's do look. Look still works. We've got look at cross. You don't know how to look at that. Okay. But it does still work. Look north. Look at north. Yep. So var unpacked subject blah 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 blah. So let's print if we can, if we may, unpacked subject. So we should be able to do look at cross. Cross. Okay. So it is doing the right one. So for point of interest in current location dot points of interest. Oh, I don't think we've added that point of interest, have we? That'll be why. So we can do points of interest and we'll add an element and we will quick load cross. That's nice. Be nice if it just worked, wouldn't it? Look at cross. Yeah. Okay, and then let's do a point of interest. So we've got a loose item or pickups, I suppose. Folder pickups. And then we'll do start, I guess. And then we'll do a new resource and we'll do pickup. We'll call this, I don't know, generic. I don't know. What would you pick up? Pick up the can. All right. Look at keywords. We'll do one. It's a can. Look flavor text. It's a can. Combine may want you to put this in the bin. Okay. So now we can do look at cross, look at can. You don't know how to look at that. But again, I think that's because I haven't told it about it. So we can do points of interest. We've got the arrays there. We've got loose items. And if we add a loose item in now, that should now look at can. That's something. That's definitely something. That is the beginnings of a text adventure game, right? Surely. And then anything else, and it's going to say, look at Jeff. I don't know how to look at that. Look at Jeff, though. He's very comfortable. I shouldn't disturb him, but I do kind of want to put him on camera. But we'll maybe leave it for now. Do you know, if I do ever get to 3 average viewers now that I'm at 50 followers, which is pretty crazy, maybe one of the rewards is go find Jeff and like bring him on camera. Milo less so, because we're trying not to pick him up as much because he's a very stressy little boy. But Jeff tends to be pretty chill about being picked up. So maybe we'll bring Jeff on camera as a purchasable goal. Or that weird, like, you've watched this stream for 5 minutes, so you can have 500 FCOL blobs. I don't know. But yeah, So that's look commands working, which is pretty fucking exciting if you ask me. So what else do we have? So I guess the next step is maybe move, go north. So I suppose we could do in here, go move, and then return handle move commands words. And handle move commands. Again, we might combine these. I have a funny feeling we probably will to some extent. Bunk. Handle move commands. And we're going to do a packed string away. And this is going to return a string. And what are we doing here? Well, first of all, we'll get rid of that. Treat look and look at the same. I think that's probably similar. Yeah. So we're going to remove that word. We're not interested in just go or just move. And we kind of only want that bit. I think everything else kind of doesn't need to be there. So actually, return, you can't go there. So now what we want to do is instead, we're going to say current room equals room. Oh, whoops. Oh, well, we're already getting it. So I suppose what we could do, if room equals null, return you can't go there. Else, current room, current location equals room, and return current location dot look flavor text. So there we go. So once we do ready, actually, because ready is going to be a specific location, a specific place. So we want to do. So we want to start this off by doing. So effectively, we'll be cheeky here, and we'll just do on text submitted, and we'll just do look. We'll just like arbitrarily put a look command in. So in theory, what we should do now is when we load in, it should handle move commands. They don't all return a code path. Otherwise, so otherwise return go where? So suppose what we could do here is actually we could do words 0 dot capitalize plus where. Oh, whoops. But that should do it. That should fix it. Alright, so let's try look We can still look. Well, no, let's not do a victory lap on looking, because we know looking works. So if I do go, this should say go where? Move where? And then if we move west, there's nothing here. Oh no. Because this lets you move to nowhere. If room equals null, else, if room equals room manager dot nowhere. Is that? Yep. So we've got a constant there. So we could say if it's nowhere, if room equals null, well, we'll just do this. If room equals null or room equals room manager dot nowhere, you can't go that way. Otherwise, there we go. That should work. Hopefully, maybe. So go west. You can't go that way. It doesn't have a full stop. I don't like that it doesn't have a full stop. Let's put a full stop on. Because that's the important part that it's missing. It's proper punctuation. Oh, so yeah, if we submit now, that should say... Oh, no, it's not. It's not doing what I'm expecting it to. Print words.size. Because what is the size of that? It's doing empty strings, and we had a thing for that. Allow empty. No, we don't want empties. Allow empty. False. So now we should be able to do space, say something, and then we could do go where? Move. We like this because then it will trim all of the space, and yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Pleased with that. Pleased with that. Okay, so we'll get rid of this now, and let's try that again. So we've got move east. You can't go that way. Move north. Oh, it hasn't done the flavor text though, has it? Oh, I need to specifically give it. Oh, there we go. So now we can do look north. And then we can go north. You reached the end of the game. Well done, I guess. Look south. The start of the game is that way. There we go. We have moved location successfully. It's tracking our movement. It's tracking our state. That's really nice. And it also should be able to, if I say, I don't know, pickups, points of interest, end. And then we make a, I don't know, what's at the end of the game? A flag, maybe. Point of interest. Milo, what are you doing, man? What are you even doing? What are you twisting about? Come here. Good boy. Not a single thought behind these eyes. Just anxiety, stupidity, and food. I think those are the only things he's interested in. Oh, could you hear him purring? Oh, he's quite a happy little boy. Now, could you just settle? Could you just settle on the chair, please? I would very much like it if you settled, little boy. Have you been eating plastic? Alright. A flag. So maybe we can then, in our, well, first of all, we need to give it a look at keyword. Flag. Look flavor text. Is this some sort of Mario reference? Okay. Looking good. So maybe if we do that, and then we go into our end, and we do points of interest, and we do... I don't know why I'm testing this so much. I feel like this is... It either works or it doesn't, you know? So go north, look. Flag? Yeah, there we go. So the whole thing gets updated because it switches to the other room. So let's have a look at the board for a second, because I feel like there's probably a couple of things we've done here, we've said. So location now exists. Transit commands now exist. Describe commands, so points of interest. So we need we need use commands as well. Which that's going to be an interesting one. What's that structure going to look like? Because we want to avoid all these bloody circular references. So what we'll have is we'll have location at the top. Location will have a point of interest or a loose item. So they may have points of interest, or they may have just a little item that we have sat there on the ground. So then our item is going to have... oh, you see, this is where it's going to come in. This is, yeah, I think it is going to be a problem. Because we... No. I think if we're careful, we can avoid circular references. So if you picked this up, if this belonged to the point of interest, and the point of interest, you immediately then used that item on that point of interest, that would cause issues, I think. Now this is where it gets I think this is probably going to be a little bit more squirrely than I was expecting, because I suppose we've got our idea of pickups. How do we remember that we've picked these things up? So actually, I think what we need to be thinking about is the structure. Let's draw this out on here, because I think this is probably going to help me a little bit better. So we're not going to have use commands, but effectively the structure is going to be, we're going to have locations. Locations are going to have points of interest. Not those weird spinny things that you see at, you know, festivals. Not poi, but points of interest. Items. I think that's going to be it. So locations are going to have points of interest. Points of interest are going to have items, and locations might also have items. And then what we're going to have is that item is going to have a relationship with the point of interest that you use that item on, but crucially, this can't be cannot be parent because Godot doesn't support circular references. So we're going to have to tread very, very carefully with that. I think what we probably also need is Milo, what? What the fuck do you want? What do you want? What? What? Come here. Will you just sit nicely there and stop whinging? Or you're just gonna jump down and go whinge some more? Okay. That's okay too. I just might shut you out, you know? As much as it's very cute when you come on stream, it's not really software content, is it? We need a cat cam. We're gonna have to start selling your feet pics, matey. Right. So I think what we also kind of want is for our, I suppose this is going to be a case of for the location and the point of interest in this instance, is both of these are going to need like a special method which basically tacks on item add addition, item descriptor addition. Oops, not that. Okay, so like, do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. So say for example, if we've got words. If we've got, say, a story, like a flavor text of like, you are in an alley, there is a crowbar. A crowbar lies on the ground. If you then pick up that crowbar, we want to be able to say effectively you are in an alley as one bit, and then a crowbar lies on the ground as another bit, so that then we can add those together, and once you pick the crowbar up, you don't get that extra flavor text. It checks before it pops that on the end. So we do have, do we have a pickup? We've got the can. We've got the can at the start, apparently. So I guess let's maybe do that. So we can do it for the location. But then we also need a concept of the player's inventory as well, which I guess for now we can dump in the command prompt. So we'll just put that there for now, I suppose. So we'll do var current items, and then we'll do that as an array of pickup DPO. And that's going to be empty to start with. But hopefully what we can do is pick up DDO, and then we want to say export var. Maybe we can actually just do just a var and do used and make it a bool. Then your inventory will have a certain number of items. It will track the items which you have picked up. so that we can store all these things in but it keeps that as part of your save. This might not be the best way to do it, and it may be that there's another better way to do it, but you know, not the end of the world. It may be that we do end up doing it as like a full game state and we put all the different things in there. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree doing it this way, but used, I feel like, is probably a good thing. So once you've used it, it'll stay in your inventory, but it is hidden from your inventory so that in future it will list all items in your inventory that aren't used, but it prevents you from picking them up again or using them twice. Or there might be items that never get used flipped to false, true rather. So you get what I'm saying. Basically, we just want a list of items that we've picked up. I think this will scale okay because we're talking about a few bytes. We're not talking a lot of memory here because the game's not going to be very long. If it was a very, very long text adventure game, then maybe I would have. Yeah, I don't think that would have. No. Okay, so we'll do that. So close that. So then we want, for our point of interest, we're going to do 4 bunk. Get visible pickups. Get flavor text, and that's just going to be look flavor text var return equals equals rather look flavor text, not var return. We can't call it var return. Var result equals hello afternoon. Ooh, where are you at the moment? Afternoon. Where is it? Afternoon. Current time around the world. Let's see if I can do a bit of detective work. Well, that's no good. Most popular. Sort by time, man. Why would you sort by? That's weird. Are you in the US maybe? You could be in Nassau or Ottawa. If you're Canadian, that would be pretty fun. How are you feeling with the Elon's Roman salute? Oh. That was a bit of a yikes moment, wasn't it? I don't know. Maybe people are more on board now. Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those ones you got to read. The rooms are very difficult to read at times, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. Carrying on. Thanks for dropping in. So we want to do the look flavor text as a minimum, and then we want to do 4 each for pickup in pickups. We need to get the player inventory. So I guess what we probably have to hand in here is inventory, which is I don't like this, but we'll make do for now, and maybe we'll refactor this later. So for pickup in pickups, if pick up. If inventory, rather, inventory dot has, is it? Just has pickup. If not inventory has pickup, I suppose we could just do if inventory has pickup. Oh yeah, sure. So the idea, I guess, yeah. I'm a bit all over the shop today, but so my next game, I just finished my first game in Unity, and I've ended up coming over to Godot. Did some training games, and I had an idea for like this skeleton game where you were always going to be running away from a skeleton, and it was like going to be an endless runner kind of thing, and the game would never stop, and blah blah blah. And that'll probably end up being the next game, I hope. But Hydronus, who I blame for everything, rightly so as well, came up with the idea. He was there. UFO 50's popular right now, which it is. I think it's doing pretty well on Steam. What if you did that? I said, I'm not making 50 games. I barely have time to make one game, let alone 50. So I said, well, I'll do 5. I could do 5. And I'm playing, before I do streaming, or before I stream game dev, I do like half an hour of a game just to, rather than just a little starting soon scream. It's nice to do that sort of thing, have something interesting so that people can come on and whatever. And I was playing Resident Evil. I'm still bloody playing Resident Evil. And I thought, maybe the games could have a zombie theme. So we got a light gun game where you're a zombie, like you shoot zombies in this game, but it's like an idle game. So like every zombie that you kill, you get a little bit of money, and you can buy turrets. So you get passive zombie killing, but you killing the zombies obviously gets you more. Upping the rate of zombies is a weird thing, because then it's kind of, then this is where they've all ended up being quite interlinked. So there's a game which is like a stealth platformer, which is just like a grave digger upper game. This is the one I bet I've barely started this one. This one exists. There is blocks coming out of paths, and you shoot the blocks and they vanish. So that's kind of there. We've got this Robodrome, which is going to be like Z Sports. I don't know. And the idea here is you make zombies. So the zombies that you make in here turn up in this game. And it's almost like this one and then these 3 games are almost sort of at odds with each other. These 2 definitely are. Because you make stronger zombies, which makes this game more of a challenge, but also gives you the opportunity to make more money. Then you've got this game, which is you're sort of like a lemonade stand. It starts as a kid working on a lemonade stand. The kid's going to be the reason there's a zombie outbreak kind of thing. And this exists. This is, if we load up this, we've got a certain amount of, it makes a giant maggot for some weird reason. And then you've got one maggot that you can put in the pot, it's a very strange concept so far. But the idea started as sort of like a little alchemy clone, but it's kind of moved on a little bit. And now it's more like you research new ideas to sell, and then you have like a day opening your shop, selling stuff. So in this context, it's a bit more like if you've ever played Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, or maybe like Game Dev Tycoon, something like that, where you make a product and then you sell it, and you work out whether you've recouped the losses. Yeah, so they're good games. I love Holy Potatoes, it's a weapon shop. What did they call the Gordon Freeman potato? I can't remember, but yeah. Bloody love Game Dev Tycoon as well. I played it on PC, and then it came out on phone, and that ruined my life for a while. Just the fact that you get it on your phone. But that's kind of the vibe, is you make things, then you sell them. So you can make things for this guy who's making the zombies. So you make stronger zombies, faster zombies. What are some of the things we've got? So there's like an anti-headshot serum, which I don't even know what that's going to be, but you know, the zombies are going to have weak points. So I guess a way to mitigate that might help this guy, but make this harder, but also earn more cash. So you can sell those sorts of things, but then also this guy can request like better guns, better bullets, but like turrets. You might buy the turret in here or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to hang together, but that's sort of the vibe, is that they're all quite closely linked. And then right at the end, they are going to form something of a narrative structure. And right at the end, this is going to be the last game that you play. The other four you can play more or less in any order. This will be the first one that wraps up, followed by, I think, this one wraps up, then this one, then this one, then this one, and then this one unlocks right at the end. The other four you can play in parallel. This one is basically, it's the last zombie. So all of the events of the games, and they all turn out to be a lot more interconnected than it first seemed. This is then you play the last zombie that hasn't been killed or otherwise exterminated, and it all rides on this last zombie as to what happens. But kind of the fun idea that I think is it kind of plays with the idea of a text adventure, or I want it to play with the idea of a text adventure, is text adventures inherently are quite limited, and the limitations of a text adventure game, I feel, are a hell of a lot more obvious than in any other kind of game. Because with your regular game, say for example that one that I just started, this one, you know, you've only got a certain number of things you can click, so there's nothing really you can do over here. You can click that, you can press the buttons, and when you press the buttons, exciting things happen, and you know, stuff happens in the game. Ooh, cool. But unfortunately, for a text adventure game, I can say look, and that's great. Look north. You can look north, look east. There's nothing there. But if you say shoot messenger, it's like that's kind of the problem with a text RPG, isn't it? Is there's only so much ability you can put into the parser, right? So what if you played on that as part of the game? And that's what this is based on. Is it's like the idea is that rather than the parser being at fault, I don't know if you ever, I imagine you will have done. You'll have played at least one of them. Assassin's Creed, or maybe you haven't. But I always thought it was super cool in Assassin's Creed, the fact that you weren't playing a video game, you were playing a simulation inside a video game. And it was basically the same as just playing the video game. But narratively speaking, that meant that as long as the Desmond bit, like when you were just, what's her name? Layla Sharif. Is that the lass who came after Desmond? I think. Can't remember, it doesn't really matter. As long as you, and then the latest one's like Basim, I think. I played it and I can't even remember. But the idea being that as long as the real world bit kind of works okay, it doesn't matter so much if the in-game stuff breaks, because it's inside a simulation. And in like all the menus and you get all those weird kind of glitches where it's like all kind of wigging out because the simulation's not perfect. And that's such an interesting, like, narrative device, because then it means that they can just say the game's not perfect. It's made by Ubisoft, so it's not going to be perfect. But anything that goes wrong in the game, they can just say, oh, well, that was part of the simulation, you know? If a guy clips through a wall, just be like, yeah, Animus isn't perfect. The Animus isn't super accurate. Oh, well, why do we have this head-up display? Why can you see buttons? That doesn't make sense. Why is it third person when it should be first person? And it's like, the Animus isn't perfect. That's just the way the Animus works, is you look from behind them, you know, the camera follows them. You control them, but you don't see through their eyes all the time, because that kind of computing power just doesn't exist. I don't know, some arsehole explanation, whatever it happens to be. So that's like a really fun conceit to sit on top of the game, to then weirdly, by making it less immersive but calling out that it's less immersive, it makes it more immersive. So in the same way here, because you play a zombie, if we say that anytime you try to do a complicated command, anything other than the simplest things like move, shamble, talk, like anytime you talk, you just go, you know, like it's stuff like that. Or like say, hello, like, please don't shoot me, I'm a real person, I just look like a zombie. Then you say, brains. Like it's, and I think that that's kind of, it's almost making the biggest limitation of a text RPG the almost like a strength of it, because then the feeling of a lack of agency, that you can't do everything that you type in, like you're frustrated because you're like, I know that if I find the right combination of words, I am doing the right thing, it just doesn't understand me. If you were like a person and you were locked inside a zombie, and it was like you're still broadly yourself, but there's this powerful force of like the zombie virus or whatever that's making you do all this stuff, that's somehow to me more terrifying. It's kind of like locked in syndrome, where you're like, I'm here, I'm still here, but I can't express that. And I feel like that could, if I do it right, that could be pretty cool. It might end up being shit, probably will end up being shit, but I'll try. Oh my god! Somebody has said something in YouTube chat! That's incredible! You think you might be the first person to watch on YouTube. You won't pop up on the thing over here, sorry, but that's super cool. Hello. This is the beginnings of a text adventure on that I'm making in Godot. So I've handled the look command, so you can look at cross. Is it cross? Yeah. And then you can go north, and then you've reached the end of the game. You can look at flag, and you go south, and then you can look at can, I think. So yeah, you basically just got all this stuff where it kind of it's at the beginning of like a text parser for a text RPG. Getting there, a little bit at a time. So I guess with that, yeah, that's kind of the vibe of what it's hopefully going to be someday. I kind of want it to be fairly quick to do, but things are getting more and more complicated. And I only do like 6 hours a week on it when I stream, because I stream to try and keep myself honest, because otherwise I'll just sit and spin in my chair. But we're kind of getting there. I feel like we're kind of getting there. The say thing's going to be really fun, because that's just going to be coming up with a bunch of different zombie expressions that the player can say. Maybe there'll be a couple of specific scenarios, like where it has to enter the end game or something like that. Or state. State might be interesting. But we'll get there. So, where were we? Oh yes, that's right. So I was doing this thing. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we truncate anything that's already been picked up. So for pick up in pickups, if inventory has, and then we want to say pickup, continue. Otherwise, we want to do result plus equals, and then we want to do a space, and we want to do pickup dot look flavor text, and then we want to return look flavor text. No, we don't want to return look flavor text. We want to return result. There we go. So that might just about do it, because then that means that if we pick it up, we yeah, that should sort it, I think. Which then means, I suppose, we want to do get flavor text for the point of interest. So I suppose we also want to copy that up onto the flavor text. So we want to do, but that instead is going to be loose items if there's just an area that happens to have, yeah, that'll do it. I think that'll do it. Yeah. I don't like that it's in two places, but we'll tidy this up later, I think. The text adventure, I mean, the whole thing's experimental. I feel like this is the kind of stuff that I will get it working and then I'll polish it once it works, hopefully. So now let's tie that in a little bit. So we've got our handle look command stuff. So we want to get look flavor, but we don't want to do current location dot look flavor text anymore. We want to do get flavor text. We want to hand in inventory. Did we call it inventory? What do we call it? Current items. What a stupid name. Which idiot called it current items? Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll do, I think we'll probably want that a little bit further down for point of interest. We'll do get flavor text, and then we'll do current items. Yeah, that's okay then. And then we need a way to pick up stuff. So we probably want, so we've got our go, our move command. So let's, for the last thing, we've got 13 minutes left of streaming. 13 minutes. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Nice content. I hope it is. It's you know, I'm trying my best. I don't think I'm very good at this yet, but I'm trying to be a little bit more of myself, because it's really weird, you know, because it's a lot of the time you have like a proper conversation, and maybe what I need is just to have a few people on Discord that I can sort of like chat with, or maybe have some sort of invite thing to have people come on and like properly chat if they feel comfortable doing it. Because it's so weird when it's just me, and like obviously you're saying stuff, but it's so straight. It's such a strange thing streaming. It's really new to me, and I say new to me. I've been doing it since like last April or something. I still don't feel like I'm any good at it. But at least I've got the green screen, even though it is a little bit wonky, but it's kind of alright. Where were we? Oh yes, so we're gonna do, we've got handle, go, look, move, right, okay. So then we want another one for pick. So we want pick up. Maybe grab. What are the common take? Do you have any other? Yeah. Great minds. And then we'll optimistically call this handle, handle pick up commands. That's in words. Oh, it's complaining because it doesn't exist yet. Idiot. Right, so we'll make a start on that. So func handle. What did we say? What did we just call it? Pickup commands, and then we'll pass in words, and we're going to return a string. And what we want to do is we want to say I don't know exactly how we're going to do points of interest. Do you know, maybe points of interest don't actually have their items. I think that makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Because if you're in a location, you're just in a location, you know? And one of the, well, let's not go into the book that I'm reading. I don't think we need to talk about that. So we'll, instead of loose items, we'll just call that items. And location DTO. Oh. Can we in items, and then we want to add that in, and we're going to give it can. That's start. Okay, so back to here. So we're going to say something similar to this, I think, and then we'll, like I say, we'll squash this down later. So for this, we want to do pick. So if word size is greater than 1 and words 1 is up, I guess we could probably be specific to say words 0 equals pick. Then we'll remove that word and then we can do the rest of it. And then yeah. Word size equals 2. Because we don't really want to be handling moving between the point of interest and that, you know. We'll see. We'll see. Might have to be careful about that. Maybe we could do like a point of interest and say current point of interest and nullify that, you know? That might work. But for now, we'll worry about that later. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so for now, what we're just going to do is I think we're just going to steal something like this. In fact, it'll be this. It'll basically just be this that we can steal. If it's look, if it's take plus loose item, return take plus item for current location. It's not going to be current location dot loose items anymore. So it's going to be items. Item. If unpacked subject, which we don't have, which we'll also need to steal. And then we're going to do item equals look at keywords. Yeah, keywords, we probably want to rename that keywords, but what we're going to do, we're going to say Then what we're going to do is we're going to check and current items as item and not current items has blah blah blah, current items dot add append rather item, then we're going to return and take the, and then do you know current items item dot look at keywords dot join what am I trying to do here? I think what I need to do is say space join item dot look keywords. That's what we're trying to do, and then otherwise return can't take that. Oh well okay, so maybe that'll work. Can't hurt to try. 4 minutes to go. Okay, so so that's working, which is good, but now we probably want to redo that a little bit and say we maybe want to say we've got our look at keywords, and then we probably want our not look at keywords, so we've got look flavor text, and I think probably what we want is actually there is a text. And then in our location, we're going to do there is a text. And then we can do look at key in our go back to our here. So we should look flavor text. It's a can. And there we go. So then we can do look can. Oh. Look can. Yep, there we go. Take can. You take the can. Now if we look again, we don't see the can because we've got the can. Two minutes left to spare. That item is now in the goddamn inventory. Amazing. No. That's pretty cool, right? That's not too bad. That's pretty good fundamentals of a text-based RPG. We can pick things up. I guess we want to do something around usability, so we'll probably want to do use next. That's a pretty good start. So do we have where's our little diagram? So then, yeah, so we've got item descriptor edition, so that's working now. It might be nice. Could potentially do var point of interest. If null, use the location. Otherwise, go command sets to location kind of thing, you know? gives us an idea of how we could potentially do moving to the point location, and then that gives us a wider range of different places that we can get to. So we got pickups. Pickups exist. They even work. You can actually pick them up now. So points of interest, yeah, so that's there. Interaction commands sort of exist. Describe commands, you can look at it. I guess we have an inventory. We don't have say, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, there we go. That was a bit of an uneven stream, I think, but not a bad one. Not a bad one. So thank you very much for watching. I think this. Oh wow. Oh. Thank you for following. That's very kind of you. That's very, very kind of you. I'm gonna put. I've already got my 50th follower ended up being this person. But I'm gonna put I don't know, for what it's worth, I put thanks in the end of the games that I finished. So, and this one might even make it to Steam. The last one just went on itch, but it might be that yeah, I'll list some people, and you can have you don't even need to be on Patreon and you'll be in a game. Ooh, exciting. But yeah, I suppose you'll be in your own game because you're making a text RPG. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I am gonna head off now. I'll be back on Monday, 7 PM GMT. I guess that's whatever time in the afternoon it is where you are. Lucky Trickster. Lucky Trickster. I've just read your username properly. That's a pretty cool username. Okay, well, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.